Hey everybody, Mr. B here, and we're working on median and mode today. Yesterday we worked on the mean or the average, and so now we're looking at two more measures of center, median and mode. Medians is pretty easy to do. It's just the middle number. Once you've put all the numbers in a data set in order from least to greatest, it's just the middle number. Sometimes it's one number, sometimes it's two, and you got to find the average of those. We'll look at that in a second. And then the mode is just the number that comes up most often. You can have no mode, you can have no numbers in a data set that repeat. You could have one number that repeats, you could have more than one number that repeats. So you could have no mode, you could have one mode, you could have multiple modes. Let's look at number 2 as an example today. We've got a data set that has 29, 31, 14, 21, 31, 22, and 20 in it, and they're not in order numerically, so we're going to put them in numerical order. We do need some kind of a system to make sure that we're not doubling up on our numbers. So what I've had the kids do is, put a dot by or a check mark by the ones that you've done so you don't repeat them on accident. So as I go through putting these in order, I'm really just trying to be careful and make sure that I don't duplicate any. So here we go. I need 22 comes next, and then 29, and then I've got two 31s, so I'm going to make sure that I put two of those in my list. A quick way to double check is to say, okay, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers. So I should be pretty good to go and be able to find that middle number. So I'm literally looking for the median. We say that median means middle. It's the number that's now in the middle of this set. So if I kind of start on the ends and I say, okay, I've taken care of this one and this one, this one and this one, this one and this one, I can easily get to the middle, which is 22. So pretty quickly, if I have an odd number of numbers in my set, there's always going to be a middle. So 22 is my median, and it's a balance point because I've got 3 on this side and I've got 3 on this side. So it's pretty easy to find the median. The median or the middle number in this set is 22. If I want to find the mode, we said that the mode stands for most often. So that's the number that shows up more often than any other numbers. Well, there's only 114, there's only 120, there's only 121, 122, 129, but there's two 31s. So that means that the mode is going to be 31 in this set of data. Very easy to do. If you've got them set up in order from least to greatest, it's really easy to find the mode. Let's look at an example that deals with a bar graph. We're just going to take the information from the bar graph. So number 5 here. It's telling us the data. It's telling us how much is in each piece. So we want to, again, make sure we arrange them from least to greatest. So it looks like we're going to start with 60. So again, I'm using some kind of system to make sure I'm getting each piece that I need. Looks like 72 comes twice, so I want to make sure that I put 2 of those in my list. Then I've got 80 and 86, so I want to make sure that I get both of those. All right. One thing you might notice is that in this first data set, I had an odd number of numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. An odd number of numbers will give me 1 median. But this set has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So when I start to find the center by starting at one end and working towards the middle, I'm going to find real quick that I have 2 middle numbers in this case. So my 2 middle numbers are 72. So in this instance, they match. When they match, then of course the median is going to be 72. So the median here is definitely 72. But sometimes they don't match. And what we can do to prove what the median is when they don't match is to find the average of those 2 numbers. Now, of course, in this case, if we find the average of 72 and 72, just add those 2 up, we're going to end up with 144, which we now have to divide by 2 because there's two of them. And when we do that, we're going to end up, really, as 2 goes into 144 72 times equally. So we're going to be right back at 72, which is what we already know our median is. So when they match, that is your median. When they don't match, for example, if we had, let's talk about these same numbers again, except for, let's make them not match this time. If we had 60, 68, 72, 74, 80, and 86, okay? In this case, our middle two numbers don't match. So there's a couple of ways that we can think about this. We're really, the median says the middle. We're still looking for the middle number. And if you think about 72 and 74, there's only one number that comes in between them, which is 73. If you were to think about this on a number line, and you've got 72 here, and you've got 74 here, then the number in between them has to be 73. And so if you had these two middle numbers, the median would be 73. But mathematically, we could prove that by finding the average of those two, adding them up, and then, of course, getting your total and dividing by 2 again, because there's two numbers there. And that's going to be pretty easy to do as well. And we're going to get 73. So that's how we kind of look at it as a number line, and then also look at it mathematically, how it works there. So sometimes you get lucky, they're the same number, which means that is your median. Sometimes they're different numbers and you can just see what's between them or know what's between them, like 73. And sometimes the two numbers in the middle are really far apart, and then you don't have a choice. You have to add them up and divide by 2 to see what the median is going to be. So just a little side note there when the two numbers in the middle don't match on how to find the median. And then, of course, last thing we need to do is make sure we don't go away without finding the mode. And in the original set of data, we look at this and we realize that, look, we have a 72 here and a 72 here. So the median is 72 and the mode is also 72. So sometimes they match, sometimes they don't. Sometimes you'll even find the average or the mean is also 72. So just depends on which numbers you have in your data set. So hope this helps you with your homework tonight or anytime you need to review. And if you got any questions, let me know about it in class. Thanks.